Where?
In today.
Why?
Because then I can beat him.
Let me show you guys these bar notches. These are really nice. There's 2 holes underneath there, underneath the triple, to put the holes in. But it's also offset. So there's actually 4 positions you can put this lower clamp base in. There's 4 different front to back, options. I chose the forward hole, but with the handlebar clamp toward the rear. So I'm the 3rd most forward, or the 2nd one from the front back, if you want to put it that way. I'm a pretty tall guy, so I know I don't need the smaller ones. But I wanted to leave 1 hole option, or 1 turn option. So I'm 75% forward on the options that I have. And then up here for rotation and left to right, you got all these nice little marks there and the little clamp bolts there. So I mean, it's kind of nice, this little system. I'm going to go completely neutral, centered left to right, front to back, and tighten it down there. I'm going to go right there. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that. It's kind of nice. If you remember from the teardown video, I had the wrong spacers and the wrong collars in this rear wheel. Don't know how it happened, don't care how it happened. They took it apart, didn't have the right parts, put it back together. The spacers had too big a diameter for the axle, so it was flopping on there. It's supposed to be, firm, and this hole here was also too big. So they had spacers off of some other complete bike. But I got these 2 aluminum collars, or these 2 adjuster blocks, actually is what they're called, adjuster blocks. I got those used off eBay for 10 bucks. So for $10 I got those used. I was going to clean them up and tumble it, never got to it. It's not that big a deal. These I bought brand new. I think these were $28 for the pair. So, and they got a nice little lip on the end to help keep it from falling out of the seals when you're trying to work on them. These are Moose Racing brand, I think. So they're pretty nice. But yeah, let's do this back wheel. You got to have the right size spacers. If you just jam something in there just to have something in there and it doesn't fit right, you're going to cause bearing damage. Alright, I got my disc between the pads. I got the caliper and the bracket all lined up. Oh, I got to put my adjusters in my swing arm. Let's do that first. Yeah, that's part of these projects like this, guys. You got to do. Should I use the old painted ones, or should I use the nice new pretty ones that came out of my kit? That's what's up. What about that? Let's use these. These nice pretty nickel plated ones that came out of our kit. We'll put those mama jamas in there and make this bad boy look nice. We'll keep the old painted ones for spares. Spin your adjusters all the way back. Leave it as much play and room as you can. Get them started. I checked those threads. A lot of people ruin those threads with rust and damage and corrosion, but I checked them when I took this thing apart, and they're actually not in bad shape. Those threads are actually in pretty good shape, so they should spin right in. I'm cheating with my little hand tool here. Sorry, guys. Just trying not to take all day. Yeah, it looks like it's just a bunch of paint up in there. Paint damage. Get some lube up in there. Try again. Hopefully it was just a bunch of paint built up on the threads, and hopefully I'm not galling or damaging the threads. I don't think so, but we'll try it. Yep, that's all it was, guys. I just had to loosen that paint up with a WD-40 and it went right in. So we got some anti-corrosion up in the hole. We got them in place. Wipe the WD off my fingers and we'll go back to this axle. You do want to make sure you got grease on your axle too. I didn't show you that in the video, but that axle does have a thin layer of grease wiped all across the face of it. That's important because with a road race bike, you change the tires every weekend. Maybe on an ultralight, you can get a couple, 3 weekends out of a Ninja 250 ultralight tires, but any 600 super stock bikes, you're changing tires every week. So you don't have to worry so much about the axles rusting up. But with motocross, you might go, you know, shoot, you might go 3-4 months on one tire. And you power washing it between motos and spray washing it when you get home. And if that axle seizes up and galls in there on those bearings on that rear hub, man, just trust me, just grease your axles, just do it. Alright, now I'm looking for a big axle nut like this and a big washer to put on the axle. There should be some big washer somewhere. Well, where's my big washer at? I repeat, you do not want to just take this nut and gall it down on that aluminum. That's bad. Number one, there's spacing issues, and under full compression you might bottom out a thread before you get the torque you're supposed to have. But number two, you'll gall into this, and that's no good. That's not helpful. So let me find the appropriate washer for this, and we'll go from there. The Suzuki one, and my spec bolt kit didn't come with any washers this big, but I had this shim washer laying in my toolbox just for my, you know, the road racing box I take to the track. So I can put that nut right up against that like that, and that'll be just fine. It's perfect diameter. Say into this camera what you just said now. You go on, say it again.
I hate two-strokes.
Goodness gracious, son. Why would you say such a blasphemous and evil thing? What was wrong with a two-stroke? Tell this camera.
No power at the beginning.
No power at the beginning.
That is true.
Yeah, true that. There's no power at the beginning. I'll have to give him that. All right, but what about the power band of a two-stroke? Don't you like that?
It kicks my ass.
Oh.